Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Ethiopian Art, Part 2 of 3. Continue watching to find out more.
When you are in the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, you will hear people say "Mikto" with friendly smiles. That's "How are you" in Afar, one of the languages spoken in the country. I'm Jerry too. The loving Ethiopian people marvel at the wonder of your compassionate souls. Welcome to our program, Ethiopian Art, Part 2 of 3. The Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia is a landlocked country located in East Central Africa. With over 116 million inhabitants, Ethiopia is the second most populous nation on the African continent. Its first recorded civilization dates back to around the 10th century BC, when the Kingdom of the Moth was established in the Tigray region of northern Ethiopia and Eritrea. The long history of Ethiopia involves a mix of cultures and colorful traditional arts. In Ethiopia, most traditional costumes are made of Ethiopian cotton and woven into gabi for men and netela for women. A gabi is a handmade cotton cloth worn over the shoulders and upper body, and a netela is a handmade scarf-like two-layered cloth made of cotton with colorful borders. The Ethiopian Habesha chemise is the formal costume for women. Made of chiffon fabric, the chemise reaches the ankles and is usually made of snow-white fabric embroidered with colorful patterns and a unique cross design in the front. Each Ethiopian tribe or ethnic group has its own clothing styles and types. In the majority Oromo ethnic group, for example, the traditional outfit for men is usually a white toga-like cotton robe called a woya. Oromo women wear wolo or sadeta, which are cotton clothes traditionally hand-spun and hand-woven. Oromo women also wear the chemise skirt, and a unique element added to the modern chemise skirt is an embroidered Oromo emblem, the sacred Oda tree. In recent years, with cultural pride growing among the younger generation, more Ethiopian young people are wearing traditional clothes for different occasions. In a region where customs remain generally unchanged, traditional Ethiopian costumes are experiencing a design evolution, whereby more modern elements are being integrated into the country's traditional clothing styles. Thanks to the dedicated skills of Ethiopian women and girls, their traditional embroidery and handcrafts continue to stand out on the world stage. Characterized by cross-stitching, traditional Ethiopian embroidery is patterned with various repetitive combinations, including the rhombus, triangle, circle, petal, and leaf shapes. The most popular design is the Ethiopian cross motif woven in various styles. Ethiopian weaving and embroidery skills are not limited to costumes, as all kinds of natural materials can also be used to weave baskets, bags, dining tables, various decorative articles, and even houses. One of the most iconic scenes in Ethiopia is villagers carrying meso baskets on their heads. These colorful baskets are multifunctional and can be used as dining tables or storage baskets. Woven out of reed and straw, meso baskets are made with amazing color palettes and mesmerizing patterns. Basket weaving skills are especially common among women and girls in the historic town of Harar. A training center in the city provides free handicrafts courses to local women and girls to keep their traditions alive. Besides meso baskets, Ethiopian people make various household baskets for different purposes, such as decoration, separating grain from chaff, storing items, and even holding liquid food. The highest basketry technique in Ethiopia is practiced by the nomadic Boran, the senior clan of the Oromo people. Their oho baskets are made of grass with watertight qualities and are used as containers in daily life. Ethiopia is also renowned for her distinctive traditional Orthodox Christian artwork. The advent of Ethiopian painting is believed to have occurred during the time Christianity first made its presence felt in the Aksum Empire around the 4th century AD. Aksum has long been a center for sophisticated and distinctive decorative arts and crafts, such as metalwork, wood carving, and painting. Dating from the 4th to 6th centuries AD, the Ethiopian Garima Gospels contain resplendent manuscripts that were written earlier than the oldest known church paintings found in the 11th century AD Church of Debre Salam Michael in Aksum. Ethiopian paintings in manuscripts on walls and on icons are highly unique, but show traces of the simplified Coptic versions of the Byzantine and late antique Christian arts. In the late 16th century, European Baroque artifacts began to enrich the local artistic elements. Ethiopian paintings feature highly distinctive characters created in a simplistic cartoon-like style, with the figures mostly portrayed as having big almond-shaped eyes. Another representative early painting, believed to have been created in the year 1540, is in one of the Gundagunde Gospels and depicts John the Evangelist. There are also many colorful murals, icons, and manuscripts telling Bible stories that were produced to spread the gospel and glory of God. Respected viewers, we'll now pause for a moment to hear a brief message. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program on Ethiopian art. Since ancient times, Ethiopian traditional art workshops have been passed down in families from generation to generation. This apprenticeship system has produced many great master artists. For example, Aksum's most celebrated contemporary liturgical or religious painter, Bihensko Feseha, was trained by Haleka Johannes Teklu, who was his grandfather. One of Mr. Feseha's most representative and famous paintings is On the Third Day He Rose Again, which depicts the glorious risen Christ surrounded by many souls saved while demons gnash their teeth in frustration below. This painting combines two subjects, breaking the traditional conventions for these themes. The origin of traditional Ethiopian painting relates to the narration of Bible stories. Despite various artistic revolutions, contemporary paintings still keep this unique aesthetic of story narration. Almost every traditional painting tells a story and gives details on the history of Ethiopia. Saint Aregawi and Saint Takla Hamanot, painted by Feseha, tells the story of Saint Aregawi, a Syrian monk who came to Ethiopia in the early 6th century CE. Saint Aregawi founded Debre Damo, an important monastery built atop a steep-sided mountain that can only be reached using ropes. Legend says that Saint Aregawi first climbed the mountain with help from the Archangel Michael and a large snake that carried Aregawi up the steep cliffs in its coils. Saint Takla Hamanot is another revered saint who studied in Debre Damo in the 13th century. God saved Tekla by giving him wings after his rope snapped when he was climbing down the mountain from Debredamo. At the beginning of the 20th century, Ethiopian painters were mainly trained by the church, and by the 1920s and 1930s, some were getting their art education in Europe. These are the forerunners of a new kind of visual art practice in modern Ethiopia. In the 1940s, the new class of painters were recognized as professionals and worked for the government. And in the 1950s, foreign artists were arriving, bringing new artistic styles. The Addis Ababa University's Ali School of Fine Arts and Design was founded in 1958, and the graduates of the Fine Arts and Design program began stepping onto the art stage. During this period, three main artistic movements remained popular until 1974. The realistic or naturalistic style, reflecting social conditions and topics, the abstractionist style, and the impressionist, expressionist, or social realistic style. One representative artist of this period is Gebre Christos Desta, who is considered a great Ethiopian modern artist and is also known as a poet and the father of modern Ethiopian art. Despite his short life, he transformed Ethiopian art and continues to influence today's young generation of artists. His famous representative abstractionist paintings include Golgotha and Green Abstract, and his expressionist paintings include Shoe Shine Boys, Remembering Margar, and others. Among these influential young artists, Desta Hagos was one of the first female painters in Ethiopia and has been an inspiration to many young women in pursuing their artistic dreams. In 2014, the internationally acclaimed painter Desta was honored with the Lifetime Achievement in Art Tribute. Her paintings in the realistic style include Gabiya, Traditional Ethiopian Market, Defenders, and Unknown Title. Although Ethiopian visual arts are extremely beautiful and cherished, they were long hidden from the world stage. In the last 5 years, however, contemporary Ethiopian artists have begun showcasing their work on the global art market. Although a strong infrastructure is still needed to popularize Ethiopian art, artists are now in a better position to share their aesthetics and narratives with the world. Besides the art of traditional painting, other forms of art, such as woodcut-inspired paintings by Ephraim Solomon, textile and paint collages by Wendy Megan Believe, and relief sculptures by multidisciplinary artist Elias Syme have attracted international attention and have been collected by institutions around the world, including the Studio Museum in Harlem. Elias often includes themes of environmentalism in his works. He won the Smithsonian's National Museum of African Art Award and was shortlisted for the Guggenheim Museum's Hugo Boss Prize in 2020. We thank the Ethiopian traditional artists and art practitioners for their excellent talents and amazing works, and hope that soon the brilliant wisdom and artistic light from this ancient civilization will shine brightly on the world stage. Elegant viewers, we hope you have enjoyed our program today, Ethiopian Art Part 2 of 3. Please return next Thursday for Part 3 of this series. Up next is Rodolphe Londemain, vegan, a baker and pastry chef reinventing France's traditional baking arts, Part 1 of 4, right after Noteworthy News. May your days be filled with heavenly blessings and beauty.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AJAR
รายการของเรามีให้หลายภาษาโปรดดู suprememastertv.com/schedule และ suprememastertv.com/AJAR